Good morning to you all. In our previous video, we have seen the importance of verb and definition of the verb. In our today's video, we are going to see another beautiful topic, important topic, simple topic, but very effective topic, that is the relation between verb and tense. What is a verb? Already we have seen in our previous video. And today we are going to see the relation between verb and tense. As we know, verb means action. One person, if once we come to this world, till we die, we keep on doing some work. All these work, what we do, is considered as the verb, according to the English grammar. Yes, time. Tense means time. In general sense, tense means time. Time means tense. The verb and tense are time and action. These two are a good combination. For example, two sides of a coin, like verb and tense, means these two are, we can compare with two sides of a coin. For example, if we take a coin, every coin has its head and tail. We can't separate this head and tail of a coin. Like that, even in English grammar also, we can't separate the verb and tense, the time and action. If we want to say about some action, we need to mention time. If we say about the time requires some action. The time is interlinked with the action is interlinked with the time. We can't separate them. That is the definition, that is the concept of what we have discussed about the verb and tense. Our grammarians divided this time into three parts. Those are, the first part is present tense, second part is past tense, and third part is future tense. Once again, the future tense has been divided into two parts, past participle and present participle. So here, present tense what we call V1, past tense what we call V2, past participle we call V3, present participle what we call V4. Based on this, V1, V2, V3, V4, every verb has its four forms. Based on information above, we came to know that every verb has its four forms: V1, V2, V3 and V4. What we call this is verb forms or forms of verb. Or some other name, some other title what we have, verb conjugation. Conjugation of the verb. Verb has its changes. V1, V2, V3, V4. Every verb, one of the characteristics of the verb is its four forms: V1, V2, V3 and V4. Okay, now if you observe V1, for example, ask. For example, ask, ask. This is called base form or root form, what we call. The base form or root form are what we call V1, ask. By adding ed to V1, we can get V2, that is ask. Next one, V3. Once again, V1 plus ed is equal to V3, what we call ask. In most of the cases, V2 and V3 are one and the same, but I'm not sure, I'm not talking to you about, I'm not explaining you about, in all cases V2 and V3 are one and the same. In some cases, in most of the cases, V2 and V3 are one and the same. The spelling and pronunciation. Come to V4. By adding ing to V1, we can get V4, that is asking. Ask plus ing, V1 plus ing, we can get V4, that is asking. First form or root form or base form, what we call ask. By adding ed, we can get V2, that is ask. V2 and V3 one and the same in most of the cases, but not all cases, that is ask. Last one, adding V1 plus ing. Adding ing to V1, we can get V4, that is asking. So every verb has its four forms: ask, asked, asked, asking. V1, V2, V3, V4. This is one type. Another type is there. Another type is there. For example, if you take the root word drink, D-R-I-N-K, drink, it is becoming drank, then drunk and drinking. Drink, drank, drunk, drinking. If we observe these changes of this root form, here we are using I, D-R-I-N-K, I. D-R-A-N-K, we are using A. D-R-U-N-K, we are using U. D-R-I-N-K-I-N-G, we are using once again I. By replacing A-E-I-O-U, see, A-E-I-O-U. For example, drink, drank, drunk, drinking. Here I, here A, here U, here I. Like this. This is one type. The other one is another type. These two types of verb forms in four forms are very, very important. Of course, some verbs we don't have past form and past partial form and future. For example, if we take put, putting. If we take cut, cutting. So for some forms, for some verbs, all those three forms are one and the same. The last one we add ing. That case is different. So these two are very, very important. By adding ed, we can get V2 for the V1. By adding ing to the V1, we can get V4. We have lakhs of verbs. We have lakhs of verbs, lakhs of root forms. For all these lakhs of root forms, this is the simple formula. Adding ed or adding ing, we can get the verb conjugation. Or by replacing the vowel letters, by replacing these all letters A, E, I, O, U, we can get the verb conjugation for some verbs. These two models are very, very important. These two types are very, very important in verb conjugation. So far we have seen verb and tense, means time. Time is nothing but time is divided into three parts: present tense, past tense, and future tense. Here, I would like to give you a beautiful example. I would like to make a beautiful comparison of verb. For example, if you take basic mathematics. Yes, for example, if you take the basic mathematics, tables, 2 2 jar 4, 2 3 jar 6, 2 5 jar 10. Like that, the tables are very, very, very important. Without tables, without having grip on tables, it's not possible to the basic level mathematics. We know pretty well about it. Like that, I would like to make the comparison tables with verb conjugation. Where there is no tables, it's not possible to do some basic level mathematics. Like that, where there is no this verb conjugation, where there is no grip on this verb conjugation, it's not possible to any person to develop his communication skills. To 25% of listening or reading or writing or speaking are purely connected with these helping verbs or the verb conjugation. If we take one paragraph of content for listening, for reading or writing or whatever, out of 100 words of content, nearly 20 to 25% of words in that content are these. The words of V1, V2, V3 or V4 are helping verbs. That's why the verb conjugation is also one of the important or one of the chief topics to enhance our communication skills.